All right. Are we live? Wait. Okay, we're live. Yeah, we're live. Nice. Wow. Um, First of all, if you're tuning in after the fact, thank you for joining today's live stream. It's been a while since I live streamed, my full setup and all that. So, if I'm a little rusty, then forgive me. And yeah, today, as you can tell by the video title, we're going to be talking about Optimism's token airdrop. They just announced it today, and I figure, you know what? Why not? It is a pretty big event, so why not kind of talk about it? Give you guys my thoughts as a member of technically the opposing party, which is Arbitrum, and just in general, just kind of talk about it. I'll be clear, these thoughts will be of my own, not of any organization that I'm part of. Arbitrum in that case. So let me just go ahead and I may wait for a couple people to just pop in here. It's been a while since I live streamed, so again, like I said, hopefully if you're watching after the fact, you can see the stream there. There we go. Oh, there we go. I mean the chat. Jack Bruni says you got 981 OP. Nice, dude. Honestly, listen. I guess it makes sense, but I didn't get any. I got shafted in a way. And just to be clear as well, for obvious reasons, I can't talk about other certain things. You may be able to get the gist there. But yeah, no. We can actually. The plan for today's stream was to kind of go over the just like the thread they released, the Optimism Collective, and just touch on this guy's thread about market cap and whatnot, because I think they're both pretty interesting topics. So let's check it out. And just so we know, to be clear, that I'm not a part of any what do you call it? That I'm not part of the airdrop here. Let me see if I can actually bring up the app so you can see. And most of you guys already know that my main address is my ENS one, so I'll put it here. See if I can paste my address here. bfresh.eth. Just so you guys know that you're not eligible. Okay, so I'm not going to be coming at this from a salty perspective at all. I just want to talk about just what's going on. And before I even get into it, I do want to give a little shout out to OP Optimism team. While the format of the airdrop is definitely a lot different than previous ones, they still ended up doing it. So shout outs to them for actually kind of, well, they haven't actually airdropped the token yet, like you can't claim it yet, but they still have allocated it to certain people within the community. I think up to 260,000 wallets, if I remember correctly. Anyways, let's get into it, bro. Plan is again to read the entire. I don't want to read this entire thing, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're gonna go through the main points of the airdrop, because now that I think about it, I don't want to read the entire thing. And then we'll kind of talk async later. And obviously, if you guys have any thoughts in the in general, feel free to leave them in the chat, and we can kind of go off them. So yeah, the Optimism Collective. So let's go ahead and see if we can kind of just skip to the main stuff. Here we go. The Optimism Collective is our experiment in digital governance at scale. The collective is a band of communities, companies, and citizens united by a mutually beneficial pact to adhere to the axiom of impact, which is profit. The Optimism Collective will be governed co-equally by two houses, the Citizens House and the Token House. By the way, very reminiscent of what do you call it? Like which game or is it movie that does the two house thing? It's a Harry Potter. Yeah, it's Harry Potter, right? They have not two houses, but there's multiple different houses there. So I thought that was kind of funny. They mentioned here, together they will drive rapid, sustainable growth in optimism, Ethereum, and the new internet. And I think we're gonna get into it now, but this is kind of where this airdrop differs from a lot of the other past ones. That governance won't just be, from my understanding, just people who hold the token, the Optimism token. It'll be from I guess part of it will. I guess it seems like half of it will. The other half will be the somehow like the retroactive public goods funding that they're doing, which is the Citizens House. But let's keep reading just in case. I don't want to be talking out of my ass. But the Citizens House will govern. Okay, here we go. The Citizens House will govern public goods funding, creating a flywheel of protocol development. Citizenship will be conferred as non-transferable NFTs and will grow over time with the community. Citizens House will keep the network in check from plutocratic capture. Okay, so, and the token house obviously is a token called OP, which governs protocol upgrades, project incentives, and more. And to be clear as well, this is also not the only airdrop that's going to happen. They're saying that there's going to be multiple different airdrops. And I guess to kind of explain that, my understanding is that essentially with the Citizens House, because this is definitely like the part where like it differs from a lot of airdrops, is that as long as you're included in any of the actual airdrops, like that address, as long as your address is included in any of the airdrops, then in perpetuity it seems like you are part of the Citizens House, where you can vote on which projects get retroactive public goods funding. That's what it sounds like. So that's permanent, as in like the NFT that you get, which represents your address, that NFT is non-transferable. Whereas the token house is like any other token. So you can sell it, trade it, whatever it is, and you have the ability to kind of govern protocol upgrades, project incentives, and more. I think it's a little weird that they kind of made it so that the tokens can only control certain things, and the Citizens House can only control retroactive public goods funding. I kind of get it, especially with the public goods stuff, because yeah, well, no, I think I can kind of understand that. It is definitely an interesting way to go, though, for sure. But let's keep going here. Purpose of the collective. They say here to produce a strong public goods infrastructure for optimism, increasing the utility of the L2, and creating a useful economy to build on. And we can kind of keep going here. Very token address here. Shouts to them on the what do you call it? 420, bro. Come on, what's going on here? I think this is also another part where that people will find interesting. So over 250,000 addresses are eligible via a carefully thought out set of criteria, proportionally rewarding addresses for healthy use of the ecosystem. And there's a bonus, of course, if you hit for hitting 4 or more criteria. So, and this is the link where you can check if you got it or not. That's the one I just put up there. ESP, yo, what's going on, man? It's been a while, man. He said 420, bro. How you doing, man? So this is the list of things that you must have done to qualify for the airdrop, essentially. And what surprised me the most, though, what surprised me the most was this. I mean, really the first one. So made a transaction on Optimism prior to June of last year. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of Optimism back then. I think that's actually literally right around the time I joined Arbitrum. I don't know who the hell was using it back then. You know what I mean? And that's not, that's not a diss or nothing like that. But it's like, most of the users are, came after that. So it's very interesting that they chose that way to go. But to be clear, though, they kind of, I guess, try to make up for that here, where they say if you used Optimism in more than 4 unique weeks over the past year. So definitely an interesting way to get rid of those like people who were trying to stifle the airdrop. Because, it was kind of like an obvious thing. And they have a couple other things where if you voted in a DAO within the Ethereum ecosystem, if you are a current signer on a multi-sig, which has executed at least 10 transactions, very random one over here. Gitcoin donors, if you made an on-chain donation through Gitcoin, not including ZK Sync donations, which is kind of funny. And if you're priced out of ETH. This one is a little weird because, funny enough, I mean, like, in a way, I'm not sure what the criteria was to still be active on ETH. Because I technically I would have gotten that one if active on ETH meant like maybe sending tokens around or whatever. But nonetheless, I still didn't. So, yeah, I think definitely a very interesting way to distribute stuff. Especially this one. This one's kind of funny. Being priced out of ETH. Oh, my God. And so the other interesting thing, too, is to look at is the allocation. which is right here. So let's see if I can zoom in on that. Bam. So the airdrop itself covered around, this airdrop specifically covered around 5% of the token supply. And it sounds like they're going to have multiple different airdrops in the future that are in a way are going to be like some sort of like retroactive funding for people who do things on Optimism. And this is actually also another interesting part where it's like they'll be able to kind of tweak how to qualify for the airdrop going forward. So the airdrop number 2, for example, probably is not going to be the same requirements that it was for number 1, obviously, right? So definitely an interesting way to go there. In general, 19% of the token supply will be issued to users for airdrops. So I think this is also another very interesting thing too, especially because it's like, in what way do they plan on doing these airdrops? Like, do they plan on having like 2 or 3 more? In which case, they'll probably split it up like 4 to 5% of the supply each time. If they do that, that'll be probably a pretty big airdrop. Or, this is what I think they're probably going to do. Are they just going to literally kind of have it so that there will like almost in perpetuity be airdrops? So maybe it'll be like each future airdrop will be like 1 or 2% of the supply. Mind you, 1 or 2% of the supply is a lot, but that very, very quickly decreases depending on the parameters and depending on how many new people show up to Optimism. So it'll be very interesting to see, because I think like at this time around, like if you ended up, let me see if I can go to actually the governance thing here again. If you here over here, so actually no, you know what? I should actually look at the this one again. Here we go. So if you ended up actually qualifying for, let's say for example you qualified for just this one, right? The actually, yeah, 811 one, right? That seems like an average, like an average amount people got. And mind you, there's about 4.3 billion in supply, I think. Is it 4.3 billion in supply currently? I'm actually not too sure either, to be honest with you. Hold on, let me see. I should say it over here. I think I saw 4.3 billion. Let's see where we can find this. Look at this one. Come on, bro. Unlock supply. I want to say that there's going to be 4.3 billion in total. So fully diluted, if the token price is like $1 when it comes out, and you got 800 and whatever tokens, that's about an $800 airdrop. Pretty respectable. Uniswap one was about 1,200, I think, when it came out, or actually probably around like 2,400. And obviously went up and down ever since then. But it'll be a very interesting thing to see. And mind you, that's $800 only if you made this one. There are some people, obviously, if you look on Twitter, who got like 15,000, 30,000, and if it's $1 a token, then jeez, that's nothing to laugh at, bro. That's nothing to scoff at. It's about like almost 10 ETH, Yo, Vita, ESP was good. He said 2 people in here, bro. Yo, listen, bro. We have come a long way, bro. We have what do you call that? We've fallen a long way, or something like that. It's all good, bro. It's all good. That's why I like to kind of structure it so people can still watch after the fact. I know I've been hiding, bro. I've been doing too much stuff, over here at Arbitrum. And I'm having a good time though. It does suck though that I haven't been making any videos recently. Well, again, we'll see how it goes. That's why I'm kind of. You see that, by the way? Look at that. Nice, huh? That's kind of why I'm. I made a video the other day, just kind of giving everyone an update. I'm doing this little live stream tonight, just because why not? And yeah, I definitely miss it though. It's funny, like when I was looking at the responding to comments yesterday, it felt good. I mean, most of the comments were giving condolences, which is is what it is, but it still felt good to kind of hop on the YouTube Studio app and respond to people's comments. Yeah, bro, really appreciate you guys, really do. What else did I want to cover here? I think that was mainly it though, in terms of the tokens from what they did. They had a couple of AMAs and whatnot. If you guys want to listen to that at some point, feel free to check out their page or whatnot. But yeah. Let's visit this guy's little thread here, Limpio.eth. This guy has a little thread pretty much explaining potential prices for the OP token. Let's try to estimate the token value and how much it could be worth. So, funny enough, they got a couple of L2s, Arbitrum over there in the top. Why does it have the TVL at 2 billion? By the way, can I just be clear here? I'm gonna hold on. We gotta fix something real quick. So this TVL is completely inaccurate, and honestly, it's probably inaccurate for all of them. It definitely is. I think he's probably taking it from the DeFi Llama stats, where Arbitrum is like 2 billion. The issue though is that, like, it's nowhere near 2 billion. Or again, even for Optimism, it's nowhere near 400 and something million, right? Like Arbitrum's at 3.5, Optimism's like 662 million. So, you know, I would not recommend using DeFi Llama for TVL stats because they only measure the amount locked in protocols, if I remember correctly. Andy Lowe, what's going on? Thank you. It's good to be back, friend. It's good to be back. Yeah, we don't know how long. I don't know to what extent I'll be back necessarily. You know, and for what it's worth, if you guys use Twitter, you guys should follow me there too, because that's mostly where I'm active publicly. That is, and if you go to any events, let me know too, because I've been going to a lot of events recently. But yeah, mainly just I'm waking out here, you know. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we're looking at this guy's thread. All right, so to estimate the OP token price and airdrop value, we're going to analyze tokenomics, compare it with other protocols and metrics, and project 3 valuation scenarios: optimistic, moderate, and pessimistic. I'm very interested to see what he says there. I'm not going to go through all this, obviously, but here we go. So this is one of the interesting things. So circulating supply, the total OP tokens is 4.29 billion. I think with an inflation of about 2% a year, and the initial circulating supply will be 32%. So, for the most part, wait, did you just say Optimism is 283 TVL? Yeah, TVL. So for the most part, let me just think real quick. If let's go back to that slide. If OP has, for example, a dollar value, right? That is, it's priced at $1 each because there's about 4.3 billion tokens, which is a lot total. Fully diluted, as I mentioned earlier, will be about 4 billion. Which is right. I think it places it actually at around, right around like top 20 on CoinMarketCap. I don't know if people still use that, but for 4 billion market cap places them right above. Oh no, never mind. Places them right around like right below Monero and above ICP, right? However, that's total market cap, not fully diluted. Sorry, that's fully diluted, not actual like market cap, because the market cap is like price of the token multiplied by the circulating supply. Circulating supply is about a third of that. Then at a dollar price tag, it'll probably be around like 1 point something billion, market cap. Meaning that technically, we more than likely could see an above $1 OP price. Here's the thing though, and I think I would like to see what he says here. Like he says, let me see a pessimistic scenario. Is that 11 cent OP price? Here's the thing. And I want to be very clear here that, again, I am a little biased, but I still do think that my opinion here stands. Is that they are still building out their products. Like the Optimism network, the layer 2 that they have is not fully built out by any means. It's not. And the main thing, and you probably heard me say this before if you spoke to me in person or if you've researched layer 2s before, they don't have they don't have an active fraud proof system out. No L2 has that other than Arbitrum currently. Frankly, Arbitrum has built 2. Both like the current one that's already on mainnet and Nitro coming out soon. So in my mind, I can't see a lot of people using OP like the token itself having a crazy price tag quite yet because of that. Partially because of that. And the thing is that the token itself is supposed to help. If we go back here, Where did they say it? They said something over here. What did they say it? What are the tokens supposed to do? Governs protocol upgrades, project incentives, and more. And drives growth, apparently. So, in essence, what's going on here is they're pretty much trying to kind of front run the opportunity of being, I'd say, like the first notable L2 to launch a token, which, by the way, you actually won't be able to get until next month or June, without actually creating the components for a functioning rollup, which to me is a little dangerous. And unfortunately, I kind of see this being the narrative going forward. Another example is ZK Sync. They have their own ZK rollup, ZK EVM, which is currently in testnet. If I remember correctly, the testnet or DevNet. I think it's testnet. People are very excited for that to come out soon, right? It's a ZK rollup, but that's EVM compatible. The issue with that is that they don't have any validity proofs, so there's no way to verify like what you're putting on chain is legitimate, or posting back to L1 is legitimate, with either of these scenarios, because no other ZK rollup or optimistic rollup team has made such a thing. That's kind of the problem, frankly. Max K, do you still own that mutant ape you bought for 2.8 ETH? No, I do not. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, I paper handed that bad boy. Actually, I'll put you on a game here. I think I had 3 mutant apes at some point. I bought 2 more, like 5 ETH. And bro, I held them for like 2 months, and I forgot what happened, but I think it was after the Halloween event. Like, they didn't go up, and I was like, yeah, screw this. I'm just gonna dump them. I sold them for a profit, like 2 ETH each. But man, if I'd kept those bad boys, man, oh boy, that'd be amazing. Unfortunately, I did not keep them, so I am pretty sad. No, not sad. I'm not sad, but still. He said, ESP says, "Oh no, homie, I had big bags of Shiba and Hex and sold pre-pump." Hey, it's all good, ESP. That's the thing, bro. Like, the deeper you get into crypto, the more opportunities you're gonna see like that and pass up on. It is what it is, I'm not too concerned with it, to be honest with you. Frankly, like, I feel like, again, this is for you'll probably see this going forward as I start to make more videos in this channel again, is that, like, most of the things, pretty much everything that I've been doing has been on Arbitrum. I barely touch Ethereum or literally almost any other chain at this point. I really don't touch any other chain, frankly. I'm mainly just on Arbitrum, And again, that's mainly just like a me thing, you know what I mean? Like, I can definitely understand that I'm maybe potentially missing out on some action on some other random chain out there, but I feel good having, like, Arbitrum be my home base. Obviously, I work here, so it makes me feel good doing it too, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta be hype about what you do. So, I'm an evangelist, bro. And obviously, for me to do a great job at that, I got to make sure I'm using it. So, most of the opportunities I'm looking at are on Arbitrum currently. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, listen, the mutant ape thing is it is what it is. I would have sold it anyways. There's no way I would have held till 40 ETH. No way. Wasn't gonna happen. Meebit. I do have my Meebit though. I still have my Meebit. Yes, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that Meebit. You know what I mean? It's crazy actually that they bought the rights to, like, the whole entire collection, right? It's nuts. Going off on a little tangent here, but yeah. I may just, just in general, I don't think that, from a technical perspective, I know they have a lot of engineers in their team, and I'm sure they're all smart people, but the fact of the matter is that they have an unfinished rollup and have announced a token prematurely, which to me is a little bit irresponsible, but what are you gonna do? They're front running the opportunity, so it is what it is. Nonetheless, I still wish them good luck. We'll see. Me personally, as much as we are all working to scale Ethereum, it is still my personal goal to make sure that, listen, Arbitrum is the people's chain. It still is, and I think it always will be. Frankly, I think our team has a better understanding of like what it means to be more inclusive and whatnot, especially to the entire ecosystem. Um, like again, people over at OP are like I've seen them talk on podcasts, and I've even spoken to Kelvin a couple times, in person, and they're, as far to me, they're good peoples, to me, right? But doesn't change the fact that I still think we do a better job at inclusivity in general, in every matter of the word. But nonetheless, still good for them. If you got the airdrop, congratulations as well. As I mentioned earlier, I did not. So who knows? Maybe I'm just salty. I don't know. Not really. I'm not salty. Look at this. I started using Optimism in March, and I'm not eligible for airdrop. Thank you. What is it? I'll give them that though. They it seems like they were able to actually get rid of all the people who were trying to cycle the airdrop. So shout outs to them on that, bro. I got to give it to them. That definitely is not the easiest thing to do, especially nowadays. And they didn't need to go the Paraswap route of literally only rewarding like 0.1% of their entire user base, which is ridiculous, by the way. I don't know how they thought that was a good idea on Paraswap's end. But yeah, so in general, very interested to see how this goes. Again, to be clear, today wasn't the actual airdrop. It was just kind of like the announcement of the token airdrop. Well, it sounds like it'll be like a month or two down the line. But yeah, bro. I think that's mainly it, though. I don't know what else I could kind of touch on here, because frankly, there isn't much to go off other than like the actual thread itself. Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty much it. Let me see here. Token here, allocations, community AMA. Yeah, no. I think in general, I guess just to kind of touch on things generally, at least from on my side of things, and I'll go ahead and change my Twitter page real quick. Is like I said, I'm definitely going to be doing more videos in general, like more airdrop stuff. In general, more than likely focused on projects within the Arbitrum ecosystem and the Arbitrum itself. I'm sure some of you would prefer to see videos on other things, and I'm sure I probably will. Like, I'm sure I'll probably do a video on like that Pulse chain when that comes out. A lot of people have been asking about that. It's like one of those things that like I barely pay attention to, but it's always like on my my radar somehow. Max K says favorite projects at the moment. Ooh, that's a tough one, bro. You know what? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give you like a top 3 currently. I won't say top 3, but I'll give you 3 projects that interest me currently. Let me see if I can actually bring them up here. Hold on, let me see. I have a different streaming structure as well now too, so we'll see. Here we go. Hold on. I'm bringing them up right now. And let me see. Let me think about the third one. Damn. Let me think about a third project. Can I say Arbitrum? I can, right? Okay, well, let's start off with the obvious. Not the obvious. Start off with not the obvious. I mean, I want to say DEX, man. So for those of you who don't know, DEX is a pretty much a options protocol on Arbitrum. They were native to Arbitrum. I think they moved to multiple different chains, such as Metis, BSC, I think Avalanche as well. But most of their options, what do you call it, vaults are on Arbitrum now. Like, the vast majority, like they have like literally one on BSC, one on Avalanche, and maybe they discontinued the Metis one. I didn't realize that. So yeah, DEX is definitely one of my favorite ones. And funny enough, not even just because of the option stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of you know I was using Ribbon Finance for a little while on the mainnet, and I was really liking it. But DEX doesn't even catch me because of this. They really just catch me because of how funny the community is and the NFT collection they have. Community is just so funny, in the art. Look at this. Like their entire like brand is just trolling and memes. All you see are Pepe's around here, and oh, and the other day they literally actually bought a billboard to showcase their memes in New York City, and I ended up taking a video outside of it. But yeah, they have a this is me right here. They have a NFT collection called Diamond Pepe's. Uh, these are pretty much 2,222 Pepe's on the what do you call it? Obviously on Arbitrum, and they coming out with a second like a V2 called Dual Pepe's, which is gonna be pretty cool. Look, picture of BitBoy. I like the memes. I've been very very appreciative of memes recently. Um, for those of you who don't know, I'm a community manager at Arbitrum, so I've been doing a lot less technical stuff or technical research, I guess you could say, than I used to. So my interest in memes has definitely skyrocketed, and I think DopeX literally like the kings of memes, the kings. So I got to give them that. The other one, what's next? What do I have here? Oh, other one. This is gonna be a little obvious for those of you who don't know, but Treasure for sure. Uh, Definitely like both DopeX and Treasure are actually like some of the biggest projects on Arbitrum. I think Treasure is probably the biggest at this point. Um, and I think what I like, not even so much just Treasure themselves, like the team or the project, but just the community surrounding it. Like if you guys have been keeping up with what's going on within the Arbitrum ecosystem, Treasure has literally like uh, I don't know. It's like you ever okay, okay. I'm gonna kind of compare them to the Hex community for a second, not in any other way, just other than just the fact that they're like so rabid about their token, which is magic, and like what like the team is building. But not only that, and this is off the Hex stuff now. There are so many different projects coming out of the Treasure community that are doing like really really good on Arbitrum too. Like Toadstools just launched the other day, which is literally just like this hilarious and very cute NFT project about toads, and a bunch of other different like kind of GameFi NFT projects are kind of coming out of that like Treasure ecosystem. So in a nutshell, Treasure Magic, whatever you want to call it, big fan of that. Very very big fan of that. And just what they're building in general. It's just cool. Like gaming and NFTs was not possible in L1, so it's cool that they're bringing that to L2. And then of course, Arbitrum. By the way, I just realized I may have to change the title of this video since it's Optimism Token Airdrop. It's okay. I'll finish it over. We'll finish it up with this one, and then we'll peace out. And obviously, last one, Arbitrum, right? Again, you guys already know the gist here, but I truly am very bullish, like on Arbitrum in general. Like I wouldn't be dedicating so much time, working here if I wasn't. I'm big ETH bull that you guys knew for a while. Very very big on Ethereum. Decentralization is king, and to me, scaling it is the way to go. And optimistic rollups, frankly, is going to be the current and I think future of scaling Ethereum in general. So Arbitrum being the industry leader currently. Even when I joined, funny enough, there was no they hadn't even launched. So like I consider myself pretty lucky actually to even be over here. But yeah, the people here are amazing, man. And I'm just bullish as hell. So that's why I think again most of the videos I think coming out, at least that I'll put out, will most likely be related to this, because that's kind of mainly what I'm focused on currently. And yeah, obviously if you guys have any other suggestions and stuff on things I should make, feel free to let me know in the comments or Twitter or whatever it is. And they will be considered. But yeah, that being said, I think we'll call it today. We'll call it here. I'll answer this guy's last question, then we'll call it a day. Buck says, I am new to crypto. What is your advice on portfolio management if you had 1,000? I assume you mean $1,000. I'm not a financial advisor, bro, so unfortunately I can't tell you, bro. Max said you should work for Yuga Labs. Bruh, I'm good. Yuga Labs. I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm not a big NFT guy. Like, you'd be surprised, bro. Like, DeFi interests me a lot more than NFTs, to be honest. that's why I like what's happening on Arbitrum, because it's like DeFi and NFTs combining. So to me, it's like, okay, like now you're catching my attention with the NFTs. But like, NFTs in general, I've never been that big of like a, like holy shit, like the NFT ecosystem, Yeah, nah, dude. I'm just very bullish on ARB. And again, like working literally on a chain is like you're interacting with everything, NFT, DeFi, whatever. So you kind of get the best of all of everything. He said Bitcoin or ETH, says Buck. If you ask me, I would say ETH. But listen, do not take that as financial advice, all right? If you just ask me, that's what I'm saying. If I had to choose, I'd pick ETH. All right, bro. I think we're going to call it here, because if people are tuning into this video, then they're probably like, wait, this isn't about optimism. That being said, again, shout out to the OP team, bro. Let's see where you guys take your project and your token. And yeah, if you're tuning in after the fact, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, thank you guys for joining, by the way, on the chat. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right.